Hey, good morning. Let's go over today's trade plan. So in the overnight session, the market has been balancing within yesterday's range. And at this point, heading into the open, our intermediate term bias is going to continue to be bearish, while our short-term bias is going to be neutral today. So that means that we do have to be more flexible with our intraday bias. And even though we are still going to look for sellers to be active at the resistance zones in alignment with that intermediate term bearish bias, we're not going to be quite as aggressive on the short side as we were yesterday. So today we are going to have to assess the real-time situation a bit more closely and give it more weight. Now heading into the open, we have the initial resistance zone at 92 to 94, and how the market responds to that area is going to help us figure out whether the sellers are still in firm control. Continuing to hold below that zone can lead to a move back down into the previous VPOC at 82.5 and the gap fill at 27.80, and then we have the initial support zone at 76.75 to 79, and how ES responds at the initial support zone is also going to help us figure out the bias. So if the buyers hold ES above initial support, then there will still be potential to eventually get back up into 92 to 94 and even break out above it, while a breakdown below initial support would be a bearish confirmation, and from there ES could head down into yesterday's lows at 66.25 to 69.25, where buyers may be active, but we will have to assess the real-time situation to determine whether it makes sense to go long there. So whether the market is going to continue the recent sell-off or if it's going to balance before making another directional move is going to depend on how the real-time situation develops and how ES behaves at 27.92 to 94. A breakout above that zone would signal strength on the smaller time frame, and from there ES can head up into 27.98 to 28.01 and 28.05 to 28.07. Now those are still valid areas of resistance, and unless we're seeing excess strength and a lot of upside momentum, sellers can still be active at every area of resistance because our intermediate term bias is bearish. And then in order for the sellers to regain control on the smaller time frame, we would need to see a move back below 92 to 94. So that means that if we just get a reaction off of 98 to 28.01, but then the buyers continue holding ES above 92 to 94, then the buy side could still maintain control on the smaller time frame, and it can lead to a move up into 28.05 to 28.07, where again sellers can be active. And again, in order for the sellers to regain control on the smaller time frame, we would need to see a break back below 27.92 to 94. So that's how the market context is set up heading into today. The intermediate term bias is still bearish because the larger time frame pattern is still bearish, but on the smaller time frame, our bias is neutral, and we're going to have to be a bit more flexible and open to the idea of the market testing some of these resistance zones above before the downside move continues. And if the sell side can hold ES below 92 to 94, then there would be potential for the downside to resume even from here, but we would need to take out the initial support zone to get that bearish confirmation. So that is how the market is set up heading to the open. Let's see how ES behaves at the 92 to 94 initial resistance, and let's see how the real-time situation develops, and we'll take it from there.